Hello everybody, welcome to AccuReggie. You know, if you're hearing from me, there's probably some change coming, some important thing happening in the weather, and indeed there is. We are starting to sense a weather pattern change. This has been an incredibly warm and snowless winter for just about everyone from the DC to Boston corridor, the I-95 corridor, but it looks like we're starting to see evidence of a change. Now, you might have been hearing about the atmospheric river events and storm after storm hitting the West Coast, and all of that is true. But one thing you have to remember is all of those storms have to end up somewhere, meaning they have to continue to move across the country usually, and they will be hitting the East Coast in some way, shape, or form after they hit the West Coast as weather moves from west to east across the country. So I'm going to show you here the long range. We're watching a coastal. We're going to get to that. But before, I want you to just look at the pattern. Look at all the moisture here pouring in down to LA, into Mexico, just pouring in on the West Coast. And storm after storm is going to cross the country. Look at the pattern. And then the Gulf of Mexico is open for business. And that sends storm after storm across the country. Don't look at the details, just the general pattern. We're heading into a stormy pattern. Now, let's move to what's happening today. If you are in Boston right now, it is snowing. We have changed over to snow after very warm weather. Now it's snowing the next day, and that will continue. It's going to be a light snow off and on. This is a sneaky little coastal storm. Watch what happens. There's a strong storm way off the coast here, but it starts to form a snow band in extreme southeastern Massachusetts, the Cape Cod region, and that band rotates in and brushes the coast. I think for areas south and east of Boston, 3 to 6 inches. For Boston itself, 1 to 3, 2 to 4, and then north and west of Boston, 1 to 3 inches in the outer suburbs. So this is sort of a sneaky coastal. Now, these storms can either overperform or underperform. They're very hard because we're tracking that narrow band. If it comes a little bit closer to the coast, everyone's going to get at least 3 to 6 inches. I like Boston ending up somewhere in the 2 to 3 range, but we'll track it. We'll see what happens. And then after that, there's a storm coming for everyone Wednesday to Friday, okay? Now, one model is saying it's going to give us 10 inches of snow. The other one, 1.5 inches of rain, or all rain, I should say. And so we're going to have to see how that one ends up. But remember, storm after storm after storm. And by the end of the month, the cold air is coming for everyone. So in between now and the start of February, we're trying to see if we can get the cold air to come and meet up with all this moisture to create a storm from DC to Boston, or at least in Boston itself. And then after that, we've got to watch, because with the cold air in place, all we need is one storm, and we might be talking about a blizzard. So that's the update for now. I'll keep you posted as the weather starts to get a lot more interesting. All right, folks, I'll talk to you soon.